Welcome to Conspiracy Tapes, to a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about human origins, ancient mysteries, and our connection to the stars. I'm your host, Ryan Martin, and today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and controversial topics in alternative history and consciousness research, the Pleiadians. What if I told you that scattered across our planet, from the caves of Mexico to the crop circles of England, from ancient stone libraries in Peru to mysterious medieval manuscripts, there exists evidence of an extraordinary connection between humanity and a group of beings from the Pleiades star cluster? Today, we're going to explore these connections, examine the evidence, and uncover what might be the greatest story never fully told. So, buckle up, open your mind, and prepare for a journey that spans millions of years, multiple dimensions, and the very essence of human consciousness itself. Let me take you on a journey to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, where the Loltun caves hold secrets that stretch back over 10,000 years. Picture yourself descending into these limestone corridors, your flashlight illuminating walls covered in ancient murals and petroglyphs. What you're seeing isn't just art. It's a historical record that spans from the late Pleistocene era right through to the height of Mayan civilization. The archaeological treasures found here tell an incredible story. Pottery fragments, marine shells, sophisticated stone tools, and intricate carvings that provide tangible proof that prehistoric creatures and humans once coexisted in the Americas. But here's where it gets interesting. The Maya who created these works had a profound connection to the stars, particularly to a cluster they called Sekeb. We know it today as the Pleiades. Now, for decades, mainstream archaeology has followed the theories of Czech anthropologist Aleš Hrdlička, who proposed that the Americas were populated from East Asia about 15,000 years ago. He supported this with observations of shared physical characteristics between Native Americans and Asians. But several scholars have challenged this narrative, and none more dramatically than Dr. Javier Cabrera Darquea. Picture this. In the arid deserts near Ica, Peru, Dr. Cabrera spent 40 years of his life studying over 11,000 mysterious black stones. These weren't ordinary rocks. They were andesite stones covered in complex engravings that he called glyptoliths. What makes these stones extraordinary isn't just their number, but what they depict. Imagine looking at detailed etchings showing advanced medical procedures, organ transplants, blood transfusions, techniques that supposedly weren't developed until modern times. But that's just the beginning. These stones also show humans interacting with dinosaurs, sophisticated technological inventions like telescopes and surgical instruments, depictions of lost continents, and most remarkably, illustrations of space travel. Dr. Cabrera, who helped establish the medical school at Ica National University, devoted his life to deciphering what he called this ancient library. His conclusion: the advanced entities depicted on these stones came from the Pleiades roughly 1 million years ago. This wasn't just his wild theory. It aligned perfectly with the beliefs of indigenous groups across the Americas. The Maya, the Inca, the Cherokee, all of whom assert that humanity has its origins among the stars. The geological evidence adds another layer to this mystery. We know that North and South America were separated at the end of the Cretaceous period, yet paleontologists have found identical mammalian fossils on both continents dating back 63 million years. How did identical species appear on separated land masses? The answer might be more extraordinary than we've been willing to consider. According to these ancient traditions, our sun is actually part of the Pleiades constellation, and humanity emerged when extraterrestrial ancestors, our Pleiadian predecessors, interacted with Earth's most developed life forms. This interaction didn't just influence our physical evolution, it was the genesis of human consciousness itself. Now, let's jump forward in time to one of history's most enigmatic documents, the Voynich Manuscript. This mysterious codex has baffled cryptographers and scholars for centuries, but hidden within its pages might be astronomical knowledge that connects directly to our Pleiadian story. Focus your attention on Folio 68 IR, an intricate illustration that's divided into 8 distinct segments. This isn't random artwork. It's a sophisticated astronomical calendar that tracks the Pleiades throughout the year. Remember, the Pleiades has been recognized by ancient civilizations since the Neolithic era. Even Galileo, when he first viewed this cluster through his telescope, was amazed to sketch 36 stars within it. Here's what makes this manuscript remarkable. The illustration appears to show the skies above locations like Puebla, Mexico, throughout the 4 seasons. The segments are dated near the solstices and equinoxes, December 15th, March 15th, June 15th, and September 15th. This level of astronomical precision in a medieval manuscript is extraordinary. In Segment 1, representing winter, we see a 7-star cluster labeled in the mysterious Voynich script, almost certainly representing the Pleiades. There's also a curved line suggesting movement and a prominent star that could be Aldebaran or Betelgeuse. The spring segment shows stars from Leo, while the Pleiades nears the western horizon. Summer depicts Scorpius constellation stars, with the Pleiades visible only during the day. Autumn highlights Aquarius stars, with the Pleiades again skimming the horizon. But here's where it gets fascinating. This astronomical tracking mirrors exactly what we see in Aztec culture. The Aztecs used both a 365-day solar calendar called the Xiuhpohualli and a 260-day sacred calendar, the Tonalpohualli. They watched the Pleiades with particular attention because when a year began with the Pleiades directly overhead in the winter sky, it held special significance. This celestial alignment occurred every 52 years, creating a cycle that was fundamental to their understanding of time and cosmos. The Voynich Manuscript seems to be documenting this same sophisticated astronomical knowledge, but from a European medieval context. How did this knowledge travel across oceans and cultures? The answer might lie in a connection that transcends ordinary human communication, a connection maintained with our stellar ancestors. Now, let's leap into the modern era, where the Pleiadian connection takes on an entirely different, but equally fascinating dimension. Imagine being contacted directly by these beings and given a specific mission that would change not just your life, but potentially facilitate communication between Earth and the galactic community. This is exactly what happened to individuals who were guided to relocate to Grand Mare, an untouched wilderness area, with a very specific purpose: to construct communication portals that would serve as an energetic receiving station for the galactic community's re-entry to Earth. Picture the scene. After relocating, these individuals found themselves in the remnants of winter, with heavy snow and frigid temperatures. But this wasn't just about physical construction. They were undergoing what can only be described as a profound spiritual transformation. They frequently found themselves transported off-planet, subjected to intense initiation processes under Pleiadian guidance. The Pleiadians explained that 3 distinct communication portals needed to be built. These wouldn't be physical structures in the conventional sense, but rather multi-dimensional spaces that would enable the universal community to communicate at higher dimensional frequencies. The portals would also solidify new frequencies on Earth, creating an environment conducive to higher-level communications. But here's what makes this account so compelling. The individuals involved described experiencing potent energies that often left them immobilized for periods. They felt as if they were stepping into boundless versions of themselves, their previous world seeming to vanish, leaving them in a perpetual state of uncertainty about their identity and location. This wasn't just imagination. It was a documented process of energetic alignment with the land and preparation for contributing to the portal construction. The Pleiadians emphasized that several years would be required before these portals would become fully functional. This suggests a long-term project, a gradual integration of higher dimensional energies into our planetary consciousness grid. The individuals involved recognized that this initiation was essential to fully embrace their roles, ensuring successful integration and operation of what could be humanity's first direct communication link with our galactic family. To understand the full scope of the Pleiadian influence on human consciousness, we need to go back much further, to the time of Lemuria and a carefully orchestrated divine plan that has been unfolding for over 20,000 years. The ancient Lemurians, believed to be direct descendants of the Pleiadians, played a foundational role in shaping not just human spirituality, but the entire trajectory of human consciousness evolution. But here's the crucial point. Most of these Pleiadian beings didn't arrive on Earth as fully awakened, higher dimensional light beings. Instead, they chose to enter through the normal human birth process, experiencing the full spectrum of human existence. Why would advanced beings make such a choice? The answer lies in the Lemurian initiation system. By experiencing these crucial initiations as humans, they could align more closely with the celestial blueprint for Earth's evolution. For over 20,000 years, these beings, alongside other Lemurians, expanded their spiritual practices, preparing themselves and future generations for what was to come. Picture the moment of completion of their initiation training. Each initiate faced a pivotal choice: ascend and function as higher dimensional guides, or dedicate themselves to serving humankind in physical form. Many were granted visions of their possible future lives, spiritual maps that provided foresight into the paths they would traverse. Guided by their higher selves and the higher council of 12, they could select from potential life trajectories. This led to 3 distinct groups of spiritual evolution. The first group chose immediate ascension, becoming higher dimensional guides and master teachers who could manifest physical bodies when needed without karmic entanglements. The second group was destined to achieve enlightenment 3 more times before completing their Earth journey, with this completion scheduled between 1995 and 2013 AD. The third group embraced the most challenging path, transmuting 7 distinct karmic themes over numerous lives, culminating in ascension across 7 spiritual paths. What makes this system remarkable is its precision and purpose. This wasn't random spiritual evolution. It was a carefully designed program to ensure that Earth and humanity would have the guidance needed during our current period of transformation. These beings incarnated throughout human history, temporarily forgetting their true identities until pivotal points in their evolutionary journey, then establishing spiritual evolutionary models for others to follow. Here's where our story takes a profound turn that connects ancient wisdom with contemporary spiritual healing. In the luminescent corridors of a 5th-dimensional city of light, a congregation of 144,000 souls, accompanied by the Christ consciousness, was engaged in meticulous planning of current Earth events. This assembly wasn't happening in isolation. Similar gatherings featuring Pleiadian archangels and the Christ consciousness were simultaneously occurring at significant spiritual sites across the globe: Machu Picchu, Glastonbury, Hawaii, Greece, Egypt, Africa, and Tibet. These gatherings brought together what are often called the chosen ones, but as the Christ consciousness clarified, they should be thought of as the ones who chose, beings who ages ago consciously opted to dedicate their services to Earth and its inhabitants. The connection between the Pleiadians and Christ consciousness isn't coincidental. It's fundamental to understanding the current planetary transformation. The presence of Pleiadians consistently aligns with the presence of Christ consciousness, and this alignment is key to what's called Pleiadian Lightwork. But before humans can fully receive this higher consciousness, our nervous systems need preparation. This is where dolphin brain repatterning and dolphin star linking work comes in, healing modalities that prepare our neurological systems for the intensifying frequencies associated with Pleiadian Lightwork. The K-channels component of this work facilitates divine alignment with and embodiment of the higher self. Think about what this means. Pleiadian Lightwork isn't just about healing individual ailments or spiritual blocks. It's about preparing humanity for a quantum leap into Christ consciousness. This requires tailored healings and spiritual openings that can handle the tremendous energetic shifts involved. The mission of Pleiadian Lightwork is to clear and prepare the path for this profound spiritual transformation. This explains why the Pleiadian presence has been documented throughout human history, from ancient cave paintings to modern channeling sessions. They've been consistently working to prepare humanity for this moment, our collective transformation into a higher dimensional consciousness. Our final piece of evidence comes from one of the most visible and controversial phenomena of our time: crop circles. These intricate formations appearing in grain fields worldwide aren't random artistic expressions or elaborate hoaxes. They're sophisticated communications from our Pleiadian ancestors, created through an interplay of high-frequency light and sound. Each crop circle is a sacred pattern, specifically designed to assist humanity during what's called the New Dawning. Through these formations, a vital network of light grid lines and energetic vortexes is being established on Earth. This network serves as a conduit for light aimed at enhancing enlightenment processes and supporting Earth's shift to fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness. But here's what makes crop circles truly extraordinary. They contain awakening codes, sacred geometric patterns that carry ancient wisdom accessible to those who seek it. These aren't just pretty designs. They're dimensional blueprints equipped with sacred texts designed to activate individuals' blueprints for awakening and transformation. Picture the complexity. Each crop circle features dimensional layers composed of circles of light, with intricate geometric patterns contributing to the overall design. They don't work in isolation, but interact with one another, creating powerful synergy that generates forces of light. These forces open portals, channel collective consciousness, and facilitate new potential for regeneration across all life forms on Earth. The ultimate purpose becomes clear when you understand their connection to ancient sacred sites. Crop circles are realigning all sacred megalithic sites globally: Stonehenge, the Great Pyramids, and others, restoring them to their original sacred states. Each megalith once held pure consciousness energy meant to support humanity's ongoing transformation, but this energy became corrupted or blocked over time. The crop circles create an energetic web around the planet as they interconnect with sacred sites. This web functions as a stabilizing force, a dimensional womb for Earth's physical and energetic changes. Within this system, the sacred geometry of crop circles activates stargates within the Great Pyramids of Egypt, creating energetic portals that help anchor dimensional grids and facilitate the activation of crystalline structures within individuals. As our planet undergoes massive transformation, these portals provide energetic balance, helping stabilize the electrical modifications occurring within human consciousness systems. This isn't science fiction. It's a sophisticated support system designed to help humanity navigate one of the most significant evolutionary leaps in our species' history. Thank you for joining the Conspiracy Tapes. From ancient stone sites to modern crop circle signals, we've traced a single thread: a long, intimate relationship between humanity and the Pleiades, guides, healers, and teachers across millennia. This is not worship, it's a reminder of who we truly are: multidimensional beings in a larger family. Curious about the initiation rites, the sacred sites that still hum, and the messages quietly arriving in our fields? As communication portals awaken and contact networks spread, the next phase of human evolution is beginning. The full episode contains eyewitness accounts, lost teachings, and startling evidence you won't hear anywhere else. Download Skoob app now to get access to the full story. Until next time, keep looking up. The stars might be closer than you think.